Yane, 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 yanakea. Tobo aye, tobo aye, yanasawatea, tabo aye, hie yanakawa. Hello, holy ones. Hello, hello. Welcome to this space. Welcome to this space. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Oh my goodness. I love being with you all. Yes. Yes, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. Thank you for being this now. Thank you for being this space. Yes. That's how powerful we all are. Yes. Where we decide to place our focus, our engagement. Yes. The energy of source flows. Yes. Yes. Beautiful. Thank you for allowing the focus of the flow to this space of love, to this space of peace. Yes. All right, now, beautiful good mornings and hellos coming in. Thank you for that. Getting everybody in the door. This is a live event that's being recorded, and we're going to share it with the world. So we're going to have this one available on YouTube as well. So you can go back and rewatch it if you choose to. Welcome, YouTube. Welcome. Welcome all who find their way to this space whenever you do so. All right, right off the bat, let me remind you, if you don't already know, and most all of you I think do, I wrote a book this year, a beautiful AQE Foundations book, yes, and many of you already have it. This is a fantastic connection point for everything I teach and everything I offer and everything I am in this now. So if you haven't seen it, you can check it out. I have an Etsy shop, and I also have it on Amazon. And then I wrote another book. It's been a busy, beautiful, big year. And I wrote this beautiful one called Rise of the Goddess. This goes with the course that I teach. This goes with a course that I teach as well. And these books are, they're actually very different in a sense, which is interesting in the way that the Goddess book is really conveying a lot of deep healing in the form that is housing the consciousness from the spaces of the sacred divine feminine. Yes. And all have this running in them, whether you are a man or a woman. We are human beings in this now form. And so as a human being in this now form, we carry the vibrational connection of the man and the woman within the form. All right. So this is just a little bit letting everyone in the door, getting their cameras on, sharing a little bit of my info while we're doing that. If you're not already in our beautiful Acasma grid, that is an amazing space we hold that is offered to everyone as a gift once a month, the last Saturday of the at 10 a.m. Eastern time. And so if you're not already in the grid, go over to sacredexpansion.com, my website. There should be links below this video in the description. And you can join. You just give an email and there you get a Zoom link. When the grid is happening, you get a Zoom link the day before. And then it's your choice if you'd like to come in or not. And for those who are here in the live, you can see we have people who come in with their camera on. And we have people who come in with their camera off. We don't care how you come in. We just love that you come in. So please know that's how the grid is as well. We meet on Zoom live, and I take everybody into a higher dimensional connection point of their own being. It is safe for all energies, all sensitives, empaths, everybody. It is a flow of divine love and peace. And we have our pods of light. So they are spaces that nurture the grid of light. And they are individualized group spaces with beautiful leaders who offer love throughout the month until we all connect again in our beautiful Acasma grid space. So if any of this interests you and you're not already in these spaces, just shoot me an email, please. acasma.andrea@gmail.com. Go to my website, sacredexpansion.com, and we will hook you up, right? We will hook you up. All right, holy ones, let's dive into some really cool new human materials. Yes, being a new human is so exhilarating. It really is. And no matter where you're at in your journey of that space of you, lean into that vibration. Could you think of that for a moment? Yes, leaning in to the exhilaration spaces, the spaces of wonder and awe. Yes, the spaces where you say, this is so cool, this is so trippy, this is so intense, this is so amazing. Lean into those. And what happens is they like slather. Don't you love that word? Who gets to use that all the time, right? Let's use it right here. They slather all the other spaces. They just flood all the other spaces that may need a little love now and then. They flood them with that vibration of bliss. Yes, they flood them with that vibration of the remembrance of those spaces of your empowered being. All right. So keep that in mind as you're navigating. Let's look at what we're going to talk about today. I'm so excited. Oh, this is such a fun space. We're going to talk about interdimensional travel. Why not? Why not? Let's do it. Are you ready? Let's jump. All right, let's go. So we're going to talk about interdimensional travel, and we're also going to talk about higher dimensional communications. So that sounds fun, right? And just a joke, let's all have a nice laugh here, all right? Anyone coming in hoping to learn how to talk to their neighbor that lives right next door on the reality line of Earth, or their mother who's going to call them in 3 days and ask them how their life is, learning how to have higher dimensional communications covers all of that. Learning how to connect in with your higher mind, your higher heart, your team of light, it will fully assist with how you correspond with your neighbor who is in human form, and how you talk to your loved ones, and how you handle your own thoughts. So I know sometimes our new human classes can be geared to really applicable life, everyday experiential spaces. But truly, these higher spaces for ourselves are just knocking on our door saying, hello, if we could give some focus over here, it will flood into all of the more mundane, everyday, what some still call 3D or, 4D spaces of us. So, keys to these spaces. You want the key? I love the key. I love the key, right? Who doesn't want the key to interdimensional travel? You want the key? The key is you. We all know that. But the you that is aligned within the vibration of those flow points, meaning allowing yourself to release the spaces of fears with those points, which some people don't even know they have. And fear in general. Fear is the one blockage, really, the biggest blockage for the expansion of you, of me, of us, of consciousness. But it's not, and this is going to bring it home. This is how you're going to hit the ball out of the park. So please listen to this sentence, okay? When you can look at your fear, yes, the spaces you fear, as something that is bringing you the key, those spaces shift vibrationally in how you feel, interpret, experience them. When they leave being something you want to rebuke, cast out, and run from, fear, something that makes you feel as if it has power over you. When you leave that alignment and you allow yourself to come from the understanding of yourself as witnessing that, experiencing that, engaging that fear as a step. It's a step. What does a step do? If you're headed in a certain direction, you go up when you walk on a step, right? And if you're headed in another direction, you go down when you walk on a step. Yes. So when you think of your fears, whatever they are, if you allow yourself to see them as a step on a path of an eternal journey, that's a sentence, isn't it? Wow. A step on a path of an eternal journey. And you get to decide if you go down further into that fear, yes, and remain in that vibrational alignment, or whether you acknowledge that fear for what it is teaching for you to step out of that alignment into the next vibrational field of you. That is a key. How do I know this? I've taught on this before, so I'm not going to take everybody down this same road again. There's like 4 videos out there on this on my YouTube and on my Patreon. But I'll tap in just a teeny bit for somebody who wasn't here then, and you can go look for the material. I know this because I lived this and I live this, okay? I know this because I was very steeped in a lot of fears. I was afraid of so many things. I had a lot of spiritual fears, fears that were based in religions and traditional cultural teachings that embodied, they like wrapped themselves around me, and I was stepping down into that space of vibrational field, and I lived there. And only when I started to open up my mind and my heart to trust stepping out of that box that had been built by me for me. Please hear those words. By me, for me. Nothing was done to me. Do you understand me? That's very important when you tell your story, that you own those stories. Yes? Then you are the power. Yes. The story's not the power. The story is a relayance of information. When I started to open the mind and the heart to what and who I am, and I say what and who I am, beyond what I thought I was, I had to choose in that moment whether to step up on top of that fear I had lived with my whole life and walk through it and out of it, or I had to decide to continue to live as it and in it. Does this make sense to someone? So how you move through your fears is going to be very personal. Mine was in dream space. Majority of the time was in dream space. So I created dreams that I would experience what scared me the most. And I made the choices in those dream spaces. This is something anyone can do, really. And many of you may already be doing it. I made the choice to be very lucid in my dreams. I'm always very lucid in my dreams. I go to bed. I can pinpoint to go back in a dream. I can say, I want to go back into this dream. I have like files of dreams in my head. And some I visit very frequently without even mentioning to do that, which is quite interesting. You may have that as well. Do you go back to dream spaces multiple times and you're like, oh, we're here again? And it's fascinating, right? But we're definitely bringing ourselves these messages and these spaces of connection, because dreams are way more than just a message. They are also an energetic alignment as well. But that was my working space, was dreams. That's where I moved through a lot of my fears. But I would see it reflecting outward in my relationships and in my experiences, where everything I was choosing to overcome, release, move through, whatever words you want to use, in my dreams was reflecting in my life. Greg uses suitcases. I love it. I love it. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. I love it. So whatever and everybody's going to be different on this one, but if you want to go into interdimensional travel and you want to experience higher dimensional communications, you want to hear your team more, you want to hear your higher heart more, your higher self more, your higher mind more, you want inner knowing, intuition, you want your clairvoyance, your gifts, your abilities, whatever this is, they're all vibrational. Every single thing is a vibration space of you. So they can't turn on if there's no power unit to support their vibrational flow. Does this make sense to you? You can't have I know this. Okay, hold on. Anybody who understands a power box in a house, like a breaker box, you know what I'm talking about? You got a breaker that runs different things in your home. So a dryer in America, a dryer has a different type of plug. It has to pull more energy, right? So it has to have a bigger breaker. to support it. If you tried to hook it up to a breaker that ran a wall socket for a regular light in America, it wouldn't run. It couldn't run. It's dangerous, right? It's just the energy alignments are not lined up. Does this make sense to somebody? All right. So everything you want to run, all these spaces of you that you want to turn on and activate and live from and be and experience, they are energy waves of you. They are energy flows of you, right? Vibrations of you. And they have to have a resonant dock to dock with. They have to have a resonance of energy where they can align in and go and then be. All right? All right, I'm going to do this again. This is so fun. You guys, I tell you to watch Interstellar. Remember? Okay? It's so amazing. Holly sent me a wonderful video she found on YouTube where a man dissected Interstellar, and it is so cool. He picked apart all the books on the bookshelf in the bookshelf scene and how they actually all meant something. Like the director and the writer, they all chose these specific books with titles and energies and understandings in them. Anyways, in the movie Interstellar, if you haven't seen it, please watch it. Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, watch the movie. In the movie, though, there's a scene where Matthew McConaughey's character has to dock his ship with the bigger ship that's like waiting up in the space area, and he comes up with his smaller ship and he's got to dock it so they can get on it and continue to travel, right? And there's a reason why it's not easy at that moment, but I'm not going to give too much here in case you haven't seen the movie. Go watch the movie. But when you see that scene, and if you've already seen that scene, I want you to use that in your mind right now as Matthew McConaughey's ship coming into the main hub of its ship, right? So he's got like a little ship he went to the planet on, then he's coming back up to the main ship to lock in to continue to travel. I want you to see the smaller ship coming into the main ship. I want you to understand that is somewhat like us in this now. We're docking. Yes, we're docking. We're coming into engage alignment. Ooh, how do we like that, Acasma grid? Yes, we're coming in to engage alignment with our own being at its eternalness, its wholeness. All right? So when you see that scene and you see that it's a hectic scene, I want you to watch the movie though. We can have hectic scenes. We can have crazy moments. We can have where it defies all odds, that we would push through that fear, that we would clear that space, that we would line that alignment up so divinely that but we can do it. And we are doing it. And we are doing it. I speak from my heart most all the time. I have very little notes to go on. And I didn't intend to bring in this space, but there's a line in the movie. I'm not going to remember it exactly, but boy, is it powerful. Someone here may remember it, and you can type it in for me in the chat. There's a line when he's docking that ship, and it's chaotic, and the moment is insane, and the robot on the ship tells Matthew McConaughey's character that it's impossible, something like that. He says this is impossible or something. And Matthew McConaughey says, yes, but it's necessary. Don't you love that? I love that. Oh my, I love that. I wrote that line down in my journal after I saw that. I was like, oh, tell me it's impossible and I'll tell you, yeah, I get that, but guess what? It's necessary and I'm doing it. I've been doing necessary and I've been defying impossible for years. You want to live that way? Let's go. That's what we do. That's who we are. Somebody asks you who you are, you remember that. Yes? I love it. I love it. We have some lines coming in the chat. Great visual of the docking. Holly, thank you for that. And Greg says, and your signature sharpens as we continually sign that log. I love it. That's beautiful. That is a very powerful scene. If you don't even go watch that movie, go on YouTube and Google that scene. I bet somebody put a little YouTube clip of that scene. And if somebody finds it, shoot it into the Acasma Connections chat or your pod chat, and we can share it with everybody. But there's even a part of that scene that needs to be heard here as well, where the other character, Anne Hathaway, she can't hang on as long as Matthew's character does in that one scene because, well, Holly's video that she shared explains it completely what the writer was trying to convey. So I don't want to give too much away, but she leans into it a different way than he does. It's just like the step that I mentioned earlier. You either go down into the fear and you stay in that vibration, or you step out of the fear. She goes one way and passes out. He, Matthew's character, leans the other way. I think he leans into it or something. I don't know, but it's science as well. So I don't want to mess it up for you because there's this whole spin thing going on. It's so amazing. You got to watch it. But even that is a beautiful reflection of the empowerment that is available within your being if you'll lean into it against all of whatever is going on in the outer view. Lean into your empowerment. When divine forces are helping us, nothing is impossible. Beautiful, Sandra. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. And in the movie, how powerful, I've said this before, they realize, and it's really hits home like with what we do in a cosmic quantum energy and the new human, the grid of light. In the movie, it's apparent that it's them helping them. It's their future beings reaching through time and space dimensions to assist, which is what we teach in Acasma, right? That our teams of light are even spaces of us, yes? Reminds me of a quote. The word impossible is I'm possible. I believe Audrey Hepburn said it. Beautiful, Holly. Thank you for sharing that. When someone says impossible, you can say, I'm possible. I love it. Beautiful. All right. So, all of this is very beneficial. This understanding, these teachings, these visuals, that when fear comes up, because I'm sure that character in that film, in that moment, in that story was terrified when he was told it was impossible and he could die. Yet you have the opportunity to move through that. I believe, oh, here's another one. Oh, this is so rich. Okay, okay. You know how we say when you move through a fear, you get to another space of you and you see more, you understand more, and you're actually on the other side of the fear, very grateful you had the fear, because if you didn't, you wouldn't have walked through it to the space you are in the now. Does this make sense to someone? Okay. So if you follow that concept in that movie, what happens after he walks through that huge fear and moves mountains and does the impossible? I'm not going to tell you, you got to go watch it, but it's so incredible if you understand that that's even how he gets to that next space of him. That's even how he gets to the space of salvation for many, I'll say, but you got to go watch the movie. All right. So, two key phrases I want you to put in your back pocket. Two key phrases. These are Acasma phrases. They've been with us since the very beginning of the work in 2020. And interestingly enough, if you remember 2020, no matter where you live on the planet, everybody remembers 2020, right? Everybody? Yeah. Think of these two sentences coming in. Think of me sharing on social media, left and right, these two sentences when the world had shut down and the news was saying a lot of different kind of things, right? You are safe. You are safe. Just 3 words. Yes, but what does that feel like? What does you are safe feel like? And you are loved. I want you to put those two sentences in your pocket, whether that's your pocket on your hip or whether that's a pocket on a shirt. It's a visual. It's you. You get to create the visual. Where do you want to put them on your body? Maybe both pockets, maybe every pocket. You are safe and you are loved, and allowing yourself to really more and more and more, because even though you can believe that, and then maybe you have a moment or a day where that doesn't fit the space because it's uncomfortable in some way. When you come from an anchored faith in that, you're not saying, I am safe because everything around you says you're safe. You're saying, I am safe because you're safe, no matter what is going on around you. Is this making sense to someone? So I am safe, or you are safe, you are loved. If you want to switch it to I am safe, I am loved. Those are your go-tos. That's going to help you step up out of the fear and step up through the fear and walk on to the next places of your path. There's nothing to fear. The fear is a space, whatever the fear is, and everybody's got different ones. Some people fear war right now. Some people fear they can't pay their bill next week. Some people fear their child isn't in the right alignment they should be in. Some people fear they aren't going to meet the right person. There's a lot of different, their health. There's so many things people can fear. All right. But that fear is you designing an experiential space on your path for your own advantage. There you go. Hello. To move into the next space of you. If you can come from that understanding, that type of ownership is empowering. Does this make sense to someone? All right. Now, we're going to go and get a little, I'm going to say a word that I don't even think is grammatically correct, but we're going to allow it, okay? We're going to get funner. Let's get funner, all right? So I want you to think about your environment for a minute, wherever you live. And it can be anything. People live in a van, they live in a house, they live in an apartment, they live in a cabin, they live in their parents' house, wherever you live. And I want you to start remembering that everything is energy. And even if you don't have physical items to place inside your environment, you can, through energy, place whatever you want in your environment. So you might say, I want to work with crystals. I want to put crystals all around me. And maybe you live with someone who doesn't like crystals and that doesn't work right now. Go into the field, go into your imagination and see crystals. Place them lovingly around your environment. Their vibration will be in your environment. Universe doesn't say, yeah, but it's not a physical item. Universe says, I understand energy. The energy is going to be there. So I want you to think of your environment. I want you to look at your environment and I want you to clean it up. Here you go. I hardly ever claim the title mother. People call me mother. and it was given to me years ago for a maternal type vibration and all this, and I am honored by it. I bow to every one of you with sacred love. I would wash your feet with my tears and dry them with my hair. But your mother's going to get onto you right now and tell you that if your room and your space, your place isn't clean, I want you to clean it up. It does matter. It does matter. Some of you might be very tidy, clean, and organized. It's a flow of energy. You might have heard of feng shui. There's all kinds of teachings on how energy moves through spaces. Stagnant energy in rooms that people never go in. If you have a room in your home that you never go in it and clap your hands. Go in it and sing. Go in it and dance. Go in it and ring a bell. Look at this bell. I got this bell from beautiful Sonal from India. I keep it right next to me here. There's Sonal. Hello, Sonal. I take this bell around my house in spaces and I just ring, ring, ring. Clap your hands if you don't have a bell. Sing a song. Make it up. It's even better if you make it up. I love my house. I love my space. I love my life. You can do it. But it does matter. If you have things that you've been hanging on to, and it's all right, don't get nervous if you're one of these that really likes to save everything, it's all right. You don't have to move too fast, but you might consider allowing them to go, some of them to go, to people that might need them more than you, or people that might benefit and love them more because everything's packed up in boxes or everything's shoved in a closet. You with me? Do you understand what I'm asking you to do? Open up flow, open up the flow, open up the flow. All right. Then if you're bringing things into your environment, paintings, art, my daughter made that art back there. Meredith made the art up here. Some of you know Meredith. My daughter made this. I'm very aware of what's in my environment. And if you're living with people where this isn't as easy, that's all right. Just use your intention in your being to set the energy from a vibrational standpoint. Do you understand what that means? You don't have to have the physical painting. You don't have to have the physical item. Set your environment through your intention with the energy. But think about what the items reflect vibrationally. What do they represent vibrationally? What do I mean by this? And you need to be, please, if you don't hear anything else, please hear this for this section. If you live with others who are not on the same page as you, and they have art or whatever they have that may not feel right to you, but they live in that house, that space with you, bless it. Instead of judging it, bless it. See it with love. Do not try to get rid of it. Do not try to get them to get rid of it. Let that be their journey, because that's what it is. It's not yours. Yours is the understanding of being in that space and knowing you are more than whatever it is you're looking at. Does this make sense to you? So please hear that, because a lot of times we all do this. I've done it before myself. We get into these spaces where we get this grand idea of what it should all look like, feel like, be like, our environment, what we dress like, how we talk, what we do, all of it. And then for whatever reason, we start trying to make everybody around us do it too. We get on these like kicks, where we're just riding into the room saying, this is what it is. This is the best way to be. This is how we should do it. No, this is what you are doing. Do you. Do you your way with love, and guess what will happen? It will make more of an impact on those around you than if you were riding into the middle of the room, hollering at the top of your lungs on all these glorious things you've learned of what we're going to do and how we're going to be. Just do you, because you love you. Just do you, because you're just being you. Just do you, your way. And if others around you aren't in a divine alignment with that, bless it and keep moving. It's a step. You can either step down into it and live in it and cycle it and feed it and engage it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a space. Yes. Or you can step up and out and move on and keep being you. And it doesn't mean you have to leave people, divorce people, alienate people. That's not blessing. Are you with me? That's not love. That's judgment. If you need to do those kind of things because that makes sense to you and you have a lot of other very substantial reasons on the table, then absolutely, you do what you need to do. But just be mindful of where you're coming from. Make sure it's wholeness and eternal soul. And when you're working with interdimensional travel, yes, it is right there with you right now. Now, what does that mean? Let's do this for just a moment, please. Just close your eyes, your physical eyes for me for a moment. Yes. Just close your physical eyes and take a nice deep breath in, nice and slow. And you're looking, right? You're still looking, your eyes are shut, but you can kind of get an understanding of a void. Yes. For some of you, you may pick up on light in the room, from the window, whatever it is, but your eyes are closed. Now you are registering through your mind and through your form and through your consciousness, you are registering your physical form in a physical now. The dimension and the time you understand yourself as your focus point, where you are right now. Take a breath, please. Your crown is opening, your third eye is opening. Just allow your breath, blessing your root lines. Now, what you are understanding in addition to your physical location of your now form is you are registering with your imagination, with your ability to envision. You are allowing yourself to understand your now form, wherever you're sitting or lying, and then you're allowing yourself to understand a space beyond, yes, your now, but right there with your now. It's a space of energy, a field, a vibration, a frequency. It is right there all around you. And as you be your now form, in your now vibration, in your now flow, you experience that which is that energy. Yes, as you lean in and trust and allow the understanding of yourself as eternal, you open the vibration of your flow up to where you can experience vibrational states of yourself that are beyond what you understand as your physical. Yes, they are right there. And the more you entertain, yes, think on, ponder, imagine this understanding, the more you connect with it. Why? Because you shift your vibrational flow of your form, your now, by allowing the understanding, its energy. By leaning in and thinking of it, you expand that flow, or you can tap out and go over and expand something you're worried about. Yes, or something you're angry about. Yes, it's your design, what you decide to tap into, engage, and feed. So just as you would do any vibrational flow, any thought, you can lean in and engage interdimensional travel. Crystal energy will help you. This is my personal experience. If you don't have the crystal, intend to Bring the vibration into your field. How do you do that? Let's do it right now. Everyone here, eyes are closed. You're taking a nice deep breath in, nice and slow. I want you to imagine a beautiful crystal, whatever your heart is drawn towards, a clear quartz, an amethyst, a green malachite. Yes! An obsidian, an aventurine, whatever you're drawn to. Yes! And I want you to just allow yourself to believe, sense, draw that energy into the presence of your field. You can see a visual of it on your lap, whatever you want to do, flowing through your field as a color, whatever you want to do. And then I want you to add in, please, whether you've already chosen this one or not, doesn't matter. You're going to add another crystal vibration. I want you to add in right now, imagine and draw into your field through your intent, celestial. Celestial crystal. You don't have to understand, know what it looks like, how to spell it. Just hear me. Celestial. Say it with your mind. Draw the vibration into the field, your field. Celestial. Celestial. Yes. Take a breath. Yane! We're going to draw one more in together that is specific. Yes. I want you to draw in, and even if you've already done it, do it again. I want you to draw in clear quartz. Clear quartz. Say it. Yes. Draw it into your field, just with your breath even. Breathe in and imagine it coming into the field, the vibration of clear quartz. Ooh, that's a lovely one. Yes. Yes. Now you have these beautiful crystals, the one you were drawn to first on your own, the celestial vibration, and the clear quartz. The clear quartz is going to amplify everything to its next optimal alignment and flow. Yes, your communications, your travels, your understandings. The celestial is going to solidify your sacred hearing. Yes, and your sacred sight, being in an alignment where you can hear the communications of your team more, your higher mind more, your higher heart. And your divine crystal you chose on your own, you may look up when we're off this call and you can research, if you don't already know, the spiritual meaning behind the crystal you chose first. And that will give you even more insight to what you are drawing into the vibration of your field to work with. These are going to assist you with interdimensional travel. How are you going to travel? Most likely you're going to go out of body right before you go to bed or right when you wake up. You're going to be in an in and out kind of state, very relaxed. You could definitely do this in meditation as well. You're going to feel like you're floating. Yes, you're going to hear a lot of noises. Some of you are going to feel fear because some of you are going to be afraid of who you might meet or see or connect with. That's going to be your opportunity. That's going to be your step that you can choose to walk upon and walk out of that fear, or you can choose to remain in that vibration until you're ready to leave that fear. I had those spaces myself with interdimensional travel. And once I allowed myself to know I am safe and I am loved in all the spaces of my travels, I experienced safe and loved. Do you understand? Very good. Now, if you hear sounds, you hear, it'll sound like you're in a lunchroom at a school, maybe, or like a mall, very loud, lots of talking, lots of talking. That's a sign you're going through the lower, what some call astral plane or energetic field. And there's nothing bad about it. It's just a sign if you hear it. It can even sound like rushing water for some. So just allow and move through the space. It's going to feel a bit like you're dreaming, but at the same time, like you're actually moving. So it's very, it's exhilarating. You feel as if you're flying in some senses or moving really fast through spaces. I had a guide with me. I believe you will as well. I believe that those that find my work in the way I work or are asking themselves to. And the guide that I had a very, very deep voice. It reminded me, and you can laugh if you choose to, that's okay. It was something I designed to feel right for me, but it reminded me of the voice of the character from Transformers. His title was, or name was Optimus Prime. And that is what the guide sounded like that was with me. And he was giving me the answers of the universe. He was giving me the answers of everything I've ever asked, if you will, and then some. But it was all very, very, very fast. Very fast. Yes, this is not cookie cutter. So yours may not be exactly the way I'm describing mine. But take a deep breath for me, please. Eyes are closed. As you allow the understanding of interdimensional travel, you are allowing the understanding of you. This is not foreign. This is you. You've done it before. You just are remembering. You're just remembering. You have innate ability within your being, your vastness flooding into your nowness. You are the rising. You are the ascending. You are the expanding consciousness in human form. And this is what that does. Yes. This is what happens on the new spaces, the new field. Yes. And in these spaces of travel, there is also communication, like all of those answers that were being poured out upon me. One of the things I did remember, I was told how old I was. And the answer made me giggle after the fact, but I was told I was eons and eons and eons old. Allow your breath. Allow the space. And the more that you allow your mind to entertain the thoughts of you as this understanding of yourself, the more you engage and open these energies, these resonant flows of you in your now. They cannot dock, they cannot plug in, they cannot anchor in a space that cannot support them. Your mind's thoughts offer the energy space for the opening of that connection. It's yours to utilize in this most magnificent, powerful manner. And when the outer world wants you to look at all of the other things, all of the other spaces that it wants you to look at, be mindful of the power you wield with where you place your thought. Take a deep breath for me, please. Anchoring the new higher vibrational spaces of you with your exhale. Yane! Yane! Yane. And blessing this space of you. Blessing this space of you. Just allow yourself to bring your focus back when you're ready. Nice and slow, nice and gently. Allowing yourself to make note of your space, your energy, your body, your environment, and consciously choosing to acknowledge, I'm a different vibration than I was 50 minutes ago. I am a different vibration than I was 50 minutes ago. Yes? Yes. I know I am. That's a big space we just had. Thank you for anchoring it with me. Your presence anchors this energy. Do you understand me? All right. So, real quick before we end, because I drug all these out of my bedroom, I brought my crystals that I keep right by my bed. I thought, why not? I'd love to show you what I keep by my bed. People ask me all kinds of questions all the time. And this is one I get asked. What crystals do you put by your bed? So I have more in my room, but this is just by my bed. Some people say, how do you sleep with all of that energy by you? But I have a slab of selenite in my bedroom that weighs 80 pounds. I have like, I love the energy. I love it. All right. So this is what's by my bed. Now, this little guy, somebody can help me. I can never pronounce this correctly. And it starts with CH, I think. It's like crystal something. This little guy, it's kind of got like a raspberry and a golden coloring in it. It looks just like a little rock, but it's so beautiful. It's crystal something, crystallite, or I don't know, crystophyllite. I can't say it. But anyways, I'll try to remember to put it in the chat. This one's always by my bed. This one is black tourmaline. This is always by my bed. Now, I love this piece because it's a triangle. For me, that's what I see. It's like a triangle. And then it has a lovely base, so it sits upright right by my bed. Oh, my bell fell. Okay, let me put that over here. All right. And this other one I've had by my bed forever. These are my go-to three. This is labradorite. And for me, this one looks like an angel wing. And I love this labradorite. I've had it for many, many years, and I always keep it by my bed. And for me, it's been like the angel wings around my bed. So those are my three go-tos that I carry with me sometimes even when I travel. Now this one is right by me. This is all on a nightstand. This is a fluorite. So a really nice piece of fluorite. Now, not everyone will see this, but when I saw this in the store, I saw a buffalo. So here's the buffalo's eye and the buffalo's profile. And then this is the buffalo's side body. And I love buffalo. But it got really interesting because then one time I was showing this in some other class and I turned it around and look what I saw on this side. See if you see. Let me see if I can hold it the right way. Oh, I'm not picking it up here as well. Let me see. I don't know. I think you have to be back from it and the lighting is too big, but there's these two dark circles right here, or shapes right here. And when you look at it a certain way, it looks like it is an alien face, but it's really hard to get it unless you're back from it a little bit. But this is a fluorite. So this is a big piece of fluorite. This is another piece of fluorite I have by my bed. I'm not sure what this is. I think this is maybe a jasper. Somebody here might know, but I always thought it was cool because it has like a third eye. It looks like an eye to me, but it's a tower. So I have that by my bed. I know, right? So this is a clear quartz amp it all up. And I'm almost done, I promise. This is petrified wood. It looks like a little animal though to me. Do you guys see like a little guy here? Kind of? Okay. Like little legs and like a little nose. Looks kind of like a little boar or something, or maybe a little bear, I don't know. And then this little hut is like a moonstone and I think labradorite. And those are the ones that are right by my head. But I love, love, love my crystals. And I've been collecting them for a very long time. And many of you know that I'm in between I bought this new space here a year ago. And I live on land where my children are going to one of my children already live with me, and they're building their own house on this land. And then my other child, I have 2 children, my other child in next year will be moving into this house, and my husband and I are moving out. Don't you just love this lighting? And so we're doing a new sanctuary, a new home. So a lot of my crystals are still in boxes because I didn't want to have to rebox everything to take them. And so I'm super excited for that space to unfold where I'll be able to have all my things back out again. But I have quite a bit out here, and I kind of taken over this as also a living room when it's not a sanctuary. So I'm also allowing space here to convey how Holly said, no forcing, just blessing with love. This area right here, if I turn this slowly, you see the TV on the wall over here? That's a TV. So there's my husband's gaming unit down there underneath. He plays Xbox or something, those the games. I call them arcade games. Can you tell I'm from the 80s? All right. So anyways, this space, it is what I need it to be when I need it to be it. And when it needs to be a family space, it's a family space. So why I say that is if you're in a home or an environment where you're like, I really want a sacred space, I really want my own altar, I really want my own sanctuary, you can work with whatever you have. And if you are present with the space, it will be everything you need it to be and then some. Does this make sense to you? So just allow that. So like when I get off of this call, I go turn off my salt lamp. You see that salt lamp glowing in the background? Yeah. So I turn that off. The mic gets shut off. The laptop gets closed. The ring light goes off. And this becomes a family area where people come and sit and talk and watch TV. And then when I need to do this, they respect me and they love me. They all go and they be in another area, and it gets quiet, and I turn everything back on and I sing and bless the space, and it becomes this. And we are so vast that even makes more sense to me in some ways. How we were talking about when you close your eyes, the interdimensional spaces are right here. They're right here. And how I am shifting in and out of this room to whatever I need it to be energetically. Does that make sense to you? All right. So work with the space that you have, and remember that the most important space you have is this. It's your mind, it's your heart, this. And this can connect, and it can light a candle in its imagination. It can hold a crystal in its imagination. It can feel and bless itself, be the space of love with no matter where it's at, no matter what it has to work with in the physical sense. So just remember that. All right, let's see. Lots of love coming in here. Oh, thank you, Rebecca. I'm grateful to share my personal space with everyone. Thank you for loving my crystals. I'm so grateful to show them to somebody that would love them. Right? Oh, beautiful. Oh, love it, Deborah. The reminder's been received. I love it. Good, good, good. Yes. And everybody's having different spaces, right? This has been a year of moving for me. So, and now I'm living with my 25-year-old daughter and her 25-year-old husband and my husband and their 2 dogs. And I'm blessed. Oh my God, can you imagine to be able to have such a relationship that you can all live under one roof and love each other? So then next year they'll have their own house, and my other daughter will move in this one and I'll move in mine. And I'm just living it up in the moment because, I don't have, like, I am a louder type of person, if you haven't guessed. I sing very loudly for fun because I just like to. So I sing opera through my house, and I drum my drum, and I do all kinds of funny things, cool things. And some of it I curtailed a little bit. I cut back on a little bit when we were in this space of cohabitating. You understand, right? But I feel like it's helped me embrace it more when I have alone space. And it's also helped me be more present, because what's happening right now with living under the same roof with my daughter again, this is a gift. This is a gift. In a year from now, we won't be under the same roof, and she'll have her own home and her own space. So you know what I mean about really being present and looking for the gift in the space. Looking for the gift in the space. We can see whatever we want to see. Seek and ye shall find. Seek and ye shall find. Whatever you look for, you will see. All right, let's see. Beautiful hour. Thank you. Thank you, Quantum Kate. I love you, Janet. Sonal, love this amazing new human class. Beautiful understanding. So much fun. Love the crystals. I sleep with quite a few by my bedside too. Thank you so much. We love you. I love you, Sonal. Thank you for sharing that with me. And Sonal, your goddess book will be shipping out on Monday. Thank you for that. I love you. Straight to your cousin in the US, and then we'll take care of it from there. That's beautiful. All right. All right, holy ones, you guys have an incredible now, wherever you are, an incredible now, and know that you are surrounded by love. You are safe. And I'm just so grateful we all are together. Thank you, holy ones. Thank you.